Straight ahead on what's new, Ohio State, Michigan canceled because of a COVID outbreak with the Wolverines players. What it now means for the Buckeyes championship hopes.
25,000 new COVID cases in Ohio today. We'll explain why that number is so high. A vaccine victory. The cheers heard around the world as a 90-year-old grandma in the UK becomes the first person to get the brand new COVID vaccine.
I believe COVID has a lot to do with why sales are up. Yeah, people just need a reason to feel good.
And the booming business of Christmas. Some retailers are having a very merry season due to all the decorating happening as people stay home for the holidays here in Northeast Ohio. And Emily Mayfield joins us this Tuesday.
Coming up, learn how you can extend your outdoor dining all the way through winter.
What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Thank you so much for joining us for What's New. I'm Jay Crawford in the 3 News studio.
And I'm Betsy Kling, joining you from Studio Kling today. I get to do a little work from home. We are bubbled up in my family ahead of the Christmas holiday, so we want to be able to spend that with my parents. In order to do that, we're kind of sealing ourselves off until the Christmas holiday. So I'll be back in studio after the new year, but until now, Jay, I'm going to try this work from home thing. It's slightly terrifying, but now hopefully that the show has started, we can kind of just get right back into things. And we do have a lot to get to today because we are going to start off with the very large number of COVID cases reported today. 25,721. That's the number of reported cases to the state in the last 24 hours. However, this does include 13,000 backlog cases from November 1st. So I know it sounds like it's a very large number, but it does include cases that were reported over the course of a month. Now, yesterday, the state announced that it will no longer manually verify cases in order to avoid future backlogs.
Yeah, proven to be far too much work and way too time-consuming. Now, our other key data points all heading in the wrong direction. Our positivity rate ticked up to over 15% again. 50 more COVID-19 patients statewide gives us now 5,181 hospitalizations. And we are sad to report that we have lost 81 more Ohioans in the battle against the coronavirus. That is an increase of 19 from yesterday's number. Well, a big story developing at this hour, a century-old tradition put to a halt because of a COVID outbreak. The Ohio State-Michigan game that was supposed to be played on Saturday was canceled this afternoon. Our Jim Donovan joins us now. Jim, this could have a huge impact, not just on this rivalry, but on Ohio State's chances for a championship.
Yeah, it really does, Jay. Absolutely. This is what we feared, and it started really last week with Michigan. They were not able to play their game against Maryland. That was canceled because of COVID. And so we went into this week hoping that Michigan would be able to come to Columbus and take on the Buckeyes and give Ohio State their 6th game of the season. That's important. But now to the historical facts of Ohio State and Michigan not playing this Saturday. This is the first time now that the game will not be played since 1917. Imagine that. They started playing annually in 1918. Now, here's how the day unfolded. Michigan said early this afternoon they have too many positive COVID tests to play the game. Ohio State at that time was holding media availability down in Columbus when the story broke. Linebacker Justin Hilliard, as a matter of fact, was speaking with reporters when it came down. Here was his reaction.
Hey, Justin, I hate to do this to you, but it looks like news is breaking that the game has been canceled. And I'm just wondering your thoughts on that, hearing that.
What game has been canceled?
Saturday, the Michigan game. From reports I'm seeing from reporters on Twitter.
From everything I've heard, that hasn't been true.
They just confirmed it. Justin, Michigan did.
Just now.
Yeah.
Boy, it has been that kind of year. Now to the problem for Ohio State, which right now they have no control over. The Big Ten going into this season put in a rule that said a team must play a minimum of 6 games in the regular season to be able to and to be eligible to play in the Big Ten championship game, and then presumably, if you win that, move on to the college football playoffs. Ohio State is stuck at 5 games right now. Can they schedule another game for this weekend? They're trying. Will the Big Ten allow them to go outside of the Big Ten Conference to get that 6th game? We don't know. The Big Ten is holding a meeting tomorrow to see if it's time to back off that rule that they have put in play. In other words, allow Ohio State to stay at 5 games played and still play in the Big Ten championship game, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. Jay, that is the dilemma right now. Barry Alvarez, the longtime Wisconsin football coach and longtime athletic director at Wisconsin, he feels that it's time for the Big Ten to back off of that rule and take a look at it and to the eyes say, hey, listen, we have to have Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, and then we have to have them a good candidate to go to the college football playoff. It makes sense for the Big Ten.
Well, it makes financial sense because Ohio State is the conference's only hope of getting one of those 4 BCS bids.
Right.
And that, of course, means a boatload of money for the Big Ten. Jimmy, this is somewhat late breaking because it happened just a few moments ago before I came out here. I was monitoring the Michigan news conference, and at the very end of it, the Michigan athletic director was asked, would you be willing to reschedule the game and play it on the weekend of the 19th? Now, obviously, that's the same weekend as the Big Ten championship game. But if the Big Ten doesn't change its rule, there is still a slim possibility that the Buckeyes could play Michigan on the 19th and then just take their chances to see whether or not they get one of the 4 BCS bids.
Well, of course, right now, Jay, as you well know, in the early polls that have come out, the top 4 make it into the college football playoffs. And Ohio State is in the top 4 right now. So the people nationally are saying, hey, listen, we take a look at them. They're a great football team. They belong as one of the 4 top teams in the nation. So that would be the path in. The problem for them right now is not really in the nationalizing with the College Football Playoff Committee. Right now, it's the Big Ten situation. And will the Big Ten back off of that ruling that they just put in play this year because of the strange COVID year and allow the Buckeyes in with a 5-0 record?
Well, 2020 is the year of being flexible and changing plans. Hopefully, they will do the right thing. Jimmy, thank you. We'll see you at 6.
Okay, Jay.
This is the moment after 90-year-old Margaret Keenan received her COVID-19 vaccine. The grandmother lives in the UK and is the first person in the world to receive the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Today is the first day the country started administering those vaccines, and this could be the beginning of the end in a very good way. But that story seems so far away from us being across the pond. So what's the plan to administer the vaccines here in Ohio? Our Romney Smith has a look into how the Cleveland Clinic is currently preparing. Hey, Rom.
Hey guys, the Cleveland Clinic is one of 3 sites in Northeast Ohio that will be rolling out the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it arrives. The Cleveland Clinic immediately got moving in order to install multiple ultra-deep freezers to be able to handle Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. Knowing that healthcare workers will get the vaccine first, they're trying to make sure they have room to store, distribute, and quickly replenish tens of thousands of doses. But today, they confirmed they are still waiting on clarity for themselves.
As soon as we understand how much of that we should distribute to our caregivers and when, then we will set up locations where our caregivers can schedule themselves in and actually receive the vaccine at their specific time.
There are specific requirements to ship the vaccine, store it, thaw it, and a small window to give it, which is why it has to be carefully timed and measured. The doctor says it's highly likely that whatever distribution system is agreed upon and scheduled with staff members at multiple sites will likely also be used for the general public in a few months when it's widely available for everyone. So certainly a very delicate dance to figure out. And for those of you with a family member in a long-term care facility, I learned today that the clinic will not be distributing their vaccines. I'll tell you who will, though, tonight at 6.
Oh, Certainly some information a lot of folks want to know. Well, another big story that we're keeping an eye on regarding the future is the future of how schools are funded in Ohio. That could be changing. Educators from all over the state held a virtual press conference that pressed state senators to pass new legislation that would overhaul the current system, which has been ruled unconstitutional for decades. Brandon Simmons is here to break it all down. And Brandon, all of us are taxpayers and our property taxes really would like to know what the heck is going on with all this.
Yeah, you always want to know where your money's going. The current school funding model goes back to 1991, but was later ruled unconstitutional, as you said, in 1997. But a fix was never developed until now. It's called the Fair School Funding Plan, backed by educators across the state, and is designed to level the playing field for school districts by creating a simple formula to decide how much funding schools receive for each student. Now, it will take into account property values as well as the income level of a district's population. It also provides a fix for the state's school voucher program that negatively impacted public schools if a student left to attend private or community schools. Now, educators say if this legislation isn't passed in the next 6 months, they'll stay on the current system that is unpredictable and unclear.
Basically, you got the funding that you got last year, without recognitions of students or population shifting or enrollment changing 100%. So when districts try to budget out 5 years and plan for those essential services for students, we're unable to do that.
Now, lawmakers passed House Bill 305, which lays out the new plan in an 87-9 vote last week. Now educators are urging the state Senate to pass Senate Bill 376, which would provide the funding to the tune of $2 billion, almost $2 billion over 6 years. Now, this plan has been in the works for over 3 years with overwhelming support from school districts and state House representatives around Ohio. Now, these educators hope that the Senate passes it before the newly elected assembly begins in January, Betsy.
Well, and I'm sure if any property owners out there, anyone who needs more information, you can contact your state senators and let them know what you think of this whole thing, too. Have a voice in what's going on. Thanks, Brandon. Good information to have.
Next on What's New, so many businesses are struggling because of the coronavirus, but not all businesses. We talked to some folks selling out of their Christmas decoration inventory about why business is booming.
And later, Instagram influencer Olivia Jade speaks out on her famous parents' role in the college admissions scandal, what she wants people to know about what she calls her family's big mistake. And
Jason is in for Matt. Jason, I didn't see the sun today, so I will not be singing.
Oh, you know what, my friend? It was definitely, I'll say, we did see some more clouds as you take a look right now over downtown Cleveland via our CSU cam. And even though Jay wants to call me out because we did not see as much sunshine as I had said, well, I did technically say it wasn't going to be a fully sunny day. So I was right, but I did take a picture of the sun. So we're going to show that to Jay and we're going to force him to sing right after the break. But coming up also, we're going to let you know how long it's going to take for the temperature to finally get to 50 degrees. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to What's New. 2020 just keeps hitting us with one piece of bad news after another. It really can be overwhelming. For me personally, I couldn't get the Christmas decorations up fast enough. Anything to change the mood, add a little joy. And it appears I'm not alone. So today's question of the day is, have you put up more holiday decorations this year because of the pandemic? You can weigh in on our WKYC Twitter page. It is at WKYC. While you vote, we checked in with local stores selling holiday decor, and they tell us business is booming. Here's Lindsay Buckingham.
The holidays. Bright lights, fun decorations, and of course, the shopping. This year, though, the craving of the holiday spirit runs much deeper.
I believe COVID has a lot to do with why sales are up. Yeah, people just need a reason to feel good and to celebrate.
Margie Hauk owns White Magnolia Boutique in Chagrin Falls. She and other local shop owners seeing a major upswing in holiday items with meaning.
We have seen a lot of people are buying a lot more ornaments this year, ornaments that have a significance in their lives.
We like to say here that this is feel-good shopping. You know, when you choose something that makes you think of someone and give it to them and it spreads joy to them, it makes everyone feel good.
Maureen Koopman is in the middle of her 5th season at Home for the Holidays pop-up shop in Lakewood. She says it's always busy in December, but this year, people are showing up like never before.
I literally say I am mind blown every week at the support that we're getting from the community.
That's a good thing for the local vendors, but she's having trouble keeping those products on her shelves.
We have had our vendors restock pretty much every week since we opened.
The need for joy right now stretches beyond retail. We spoke with one holiday lights installer who didn't even want his business mentioned because simply he just can't keep up. Whatever the reason for this holiday sales explosion, it's connecting us during a time when many of us need it most.
I think that we all need that so much this year because there's obviously so much weight, heavy stuff going on, and to lighten it with a nice gift or just an I'm thinking of you, even just a card is so much appreciated this season, this year.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
Oh, so many people are getting into that Christmas spirit now, that holiday spirit. The lights are up, the trees are up. It's just that time of the season, certainly. I've had a couple people, Jason, who've mentioned I have nothing Christmas related in my living room. That's soon to come. I wanted to get like the whole technical thing working first. That's kind of important. So we'll be decorating. And of course, I have some elves here to help.
Yeah, but you know what? You have a plant in your background, so you know what? You're at least environmentally friendly, and you know what? That's what we meteorologists should be doing, right? We should have something environmental. I mean, look, I even added some flowers. So there you go.
This is my fig tree that's very, very temperamental. So we're just going to let it have its moment of drama, and then it can do its thing. So, all right, Jason, we need to hear a little bit more about this forecast because you and I chatted about it before. Yes. So it's kind of fun what's coming up.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we have a dry spell that's going to last for about the next couple of days. And then this weekend, we potentially have a system that could not only dump some rain showers, but also we could see some snow showers mixing in with it as well. And you know what? This is just going to be the time of year where we're going to be seeing this kind of precip. You know, it's fall. It's the end of fall. We only have 12 more days left until we're officially saying goodbye. Over the next couple of hours, we're going to see temperatures pretty much staying stable in the middle 30s. And we have winds right now that are out of the west. They're basically shifting from the west to the southwest. And that's going to be part of the reason why we're going to slowly start to see temperatures warming up here over the next 24 hours. Reason why I activated the snow mode here on Doppler radar is because this time yesterday we were talking about some flurries that were falling across northeast Ohio. And you can see right now, despite some of the cloud cover, there is just nothing popping up here on the radar. We got high pressure to our south, and that is slowly going to make its way eastward. So eventually we are going to see more sunshine tomorrow, as well as even the latter half of this week. And I look forward to making sure that Jay sings the next time we have a fully sunny day. Temps right now across the region, we're pretty much in the 30s, including 37 here in downtown Cleveland and Akron, 33 over in Worcester, as well as Millersburg. And I talked about some of that warmer air that's going to be pushing across our region. You see that warm air that's all the way in Denver as well as Topeka, Kansas. That's going to continue to slide eastward. So it is going to get here slowly but surely. We're just going to have to remain patient here. All right, as we take a look right now at the National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast, tonight is going to be a very calm night. We'll see temperatures dropping into the lower end of the 30s. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, we will end up seeing some peaks of sunshine, but there's still going to be a fair amount of cloud cover throughout northeast Ohio. I think tomorrow afternoon, that'll be our best chance at seeing some sunshine, especially for those of you in western areas. All right, here's a look right now at your Ken Ganley 7-day forecast. So we are talking about temperatures that are marginally going to be improving. Slowly but surely, we'll see temperatures top out tomorrow in the 40s and then 46 by Thursday. I think we'll even get it to the 50s by the latter half of this week. Apologies there. It looks like we're having some computer issues there, but you'll notice that temperatures will top out right around 51 degrees by Friday. And then this weekend, Betsy, that's when we are talking about the chance at seeing another system that's going to be coming through.
Yep, we're keeping an eye on that one. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again pretty quick. Well, coming up for us, Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, speaks out for the first time about that college admissions scandal that sent her parents to jail. We'll tell you what she's saying in Pop Break. Oh, you hear that music? You know what that means. It's time now to find out what's new in the world of entertainment. Here's Kiara Cotton with today's Pop Break.
We begin today with sad news as Hollywood mourns the loss of actress Natalie Deshelle Reid. Reid passed away Monday after a battle with colon cancer. She was widely known for her roles in Cinderella, the TV sitcom Eve, and her role as Mickey in the 1997 cult classic Babs, where she starred alongside Halle Berry. Berry took to Twitter to express her grief in a lengthy tribute saying, "Natalie was one of the most precious people I've ever known. The second I met her, our hearts were intertwined. We had a connection that was simply unexplainable." Natalie Deshelle Reid was 53 years old. And Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, is coming to the table. Yesterday, the 21-year-old announced that she would be the next guest on Jada Pinkett Smith's show Red Table Talk. This is the first time we've heard from the beauty influencer since she got caught up in the college admissions bribery scandal that landed both of her parents in prison.
I think I can understand how wrong it is, and we had the means to do something, and we completely took it and ran with it.
The entire episode is available to stream now on Facebook Watch. And 'tis the season for giving. Shawn Mendes not only gave fans a deluxe album, he also gave them a look inside his quarantine bubble. The singer released a video yesterday for his holiday hit, the Christmas song, featuring his girlfriend Camila Cabello. The video, filmed by Mendes and directed by their dog Tarzan, shows the couple fully in the holiday spirit in festive outfits dancing under Christmas lights near a cozy fire. And the best part about all of this is that for every 10 million streams of the Christmas song, the Shawn Mendes Foundation is donating $10,000 to Feeding America. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kiara. Our Worth the Watch is a canine jailbreak. I want you to meet Hank the Pug. Hank doesn't like to be caged in, so watch what he does when his owner leaves. A quick assessment of the situation, and he decides, you know what, I'm pretty sure I can just get over this gate by jumping off the wall. And then when mom comes back home, she's got to be looking at it like, wait a minute, I know I locked you up. How in the world did this happen? Pretty crafty dog. Pretty crafty indeed.
The little pug has some hops. How about that? That's pretty impressive stuff, most certainly. I know there's a lot of dogs that like to do the jailbreak thing. It's always fun to see those videos, certainly. Well, coming up for us here on What's New, Emily Mayfield joins us with a look at how you can continue dining outdoors at your favorite restaurants all through the cold winter months.
And later, how about this for the perfect gift for the Browns fan in your life? A one-on-one Zoom call with Browns tight end Austin Hooper. That's available, and all kinds of other really cool items, and it's all benefiting a great cause. We have the details coming up.
And home for the holidays. We go inside the Cleveland History Center to show you how they're celebrating the season. We'll be right back.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford. And Jay, as you know, I'm working from home. Studio Kling, apparently we're going to be calling it, as I'm bubbled up ahead of the Christmas holiday so I can spend it with my family. It sounds like the ceiling is about to cave in, and then I realized that my daughter Josie's room is right above me. So I don't know what is going on up there, but they are apparently having a lot more fun than I'm having down here.
Probably a dance party. That's usually what goes on.
It is very, very noisy. So if you hear like booming or something, now you know what that is. Well, we do begin this half hour with three things that you need to know. First up, 25,721. That's the number of cases reported by the state within the last 24 hours. This number includes about 13,000 backlogged cases from November. We've been wondering how many there were. So while this is a very large total number that was dropped today, it does include those cases that were put in there over the course of a month. Yesterday, the state announced that they're no longer going to manually verify cases in order to avoid future backlogs.
Number two, the Ohio State-Michigan football game for Saturday is off. The Wolverines canceling the game because of a team-wide COVID outbreak. This means Ohio State, with just 5 games played, would be ineligible for the Big Ten championship game unless the conference changes its rules. We'll have to wait and see if this affects their standing in the BCS. Michigan's athletic director, Ward Manuel, said today that he would be willing to reschedule the game for December 19th if that's possible.
And number three is certainly reason to cheer. Today, the UK gave its first doses of the Pfizer vaccine, and 90-year-old Margaret Keenan was the first person in the world to receive it. The vaccine program is underway in 70 hospitals and health centers across the UK. Well, now it's on to today's top talker, and the pandemic has hit restaurants extremely hard. So many have pivoted to find ways for outdoor dining all winter long.
3 News special correspondent Emily Mayfield checked out a few spots where they're offering ways to stay warm and still enjoy eating al fresco.
When the temperatures start to drop and the snow starts to fall, typically we move our dining experiences indoors. However, it's 2020, so this winter, restaurants are getting very creative with their dining accommodations. Today, I'm showing you 2 restaurants, starting here at Georgetown in Lakewood. Okay, I am here with Maddie, one of the servers here at Georgetown. So obviously you can see behind us, you guys have the igloos.
So this is our 3rd year doing them. They are heated and insulated. They seat up to 8 people. And it's just kind of like a fun way to hang out, especially with everything going on.
Now I have to ask, how do you keep it clean and safe?
We use electrostatic sanitation inside. In between the igloos, we have about a half hour to sanitize everything. We change out all of the rows and all the decorations.
The decor in there is so cute. I can't wait to book one. Talk to me about the menu.
And we have everything from bar snacks to like pizza and tacos. You can also do entrees in there as well. And we do special pictures inside the igloo. And then we also have our glowing igloo. It comes with a blue glow cube inside, and it's kind of sugary. It's really good though.
I want that.
Let's try it.
All right, let's go.
For you, we have our homemade grilled cheese and tomato bisque, our harvest salad, and then a pepperoni pizza and a chicken parmesan. Our drinks here, this is our winter mule, and then this is the glowing igloo drink.
Love it. Can't wait. Okay, well the first thing I noticed, this is way bigger than I thought it was gonna be, and most importantly, it's warm. I've gotta try this delicious looking grilled cheese. That's amazing. You have a signature drink? Tastes like candy. People always talk about these Cleveland winters, but with options like this, how bad could it be? Now I'm here on the east side to check out Felice Urban Cafe. We got the fire pit going. We have these gorgeous igloos behind me. Tell me about those.
We really wanted something that kind of had like kind of wood, kind of natural elements that kind of fit in with our space and design.
What precautions are you guys taking with those?
So we do have some ventilation on the top between guests. We use hydrogen peroxide solution. We have, 45 minutes between guests so that it can be open and aired out.
You guys have specialties. I know I'm going to be taste testing a few things today.
We're very new American. We have a little bit of a kind of global flair. Our chef, Jose Coronado, is from Guatemala. So he kind of adds that little influence to our menu as well.
I love it. It really sounds like there's something for everyone. Well, let's check out the Garden Grotto.
Oh yeah, let's go. All right, Emily, so we have quite a spread here for you. So we have our short rib birria taco. This is our vegan ceviche here. And then we have a couple cocktails for you to try as well. A espresso martini. Always have non-alcoholic drinks on our menu as well. So this is kind of our take on a Negroni.
Okay guys, I'm in the Garden Grotto and I have to say, it is truly a cozy area to eat outside. Behind me, I feel like at night this ambiance would be incredible. They have the hanging lights, all the lights in the trees. It feels so cozy and perfect for the holidays. First, gotta try this taco. Perfect level of crispy. I'm into it. This cocktail has my name on it. So good and perfect for this weather. I know it's been such a weird year for everyone, but do not lose hope this holiday season. There's so many great local spots that could use our support, and I know you'll enjoy it. Cheers.
Well, Jay, I know Lakewood's Georgetown had the igloos out last year, and they were a very hot commodity. That was before the pandemic even hit, so you can imagine how much more popular things are going to be. I imagine folks are going to need to get those reservations in pretty early.
Yeah, I haven't tried the igloos yet. My son actually decided to try one for brunch a couple of Sundays ago. That was the Sunday where we had like 50 and 60 mile an hour winds downtown. So he did a very quick check, please, and got out before the high winds blew him right off the street. Crazy.
Yeah, in that case, you actually went the ice igloo, not the plastic sheeting one, certainly.
Right.
But whew, that must have been quite an interesting experience. Well, if you are interested in trying all of this out for yourself, we do have more information for you at WKYC.com, of course. And, you know, igloo or no igloo, many locally owned restaurants need us right now. Salt, one of the Lakewood finest restaurants, posted a message on its Instagram saying, "We are severely underestimating the number of restaurants that are on the brink of closing. The majority are in grave and imminent danger. If you can afford to get takeout or buy gift cards, by all means, do it." So I know that there's a lot of folks who, you know, you've been cooking a whole lot more than normal at home, but boy, there are a lot of restaurants that really would like to help give you a bit of a break.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Restaurants operate on such thin margins under normal circumstances. Now you throw in a pandemic that is easily going to go into a year plus before we return to any sort of normalcy. And I think one of the wildly underreported stories will be how many businesses truly close and never come back after this pandemic. It's not going to be good.
Totally. And you think about all the people that work in a single restaurant, you know, a larger restaurant, you've got your servers, your dishwashers, your cooks. There's so much more that goes into it than just a chef and somebody to bring you a beer or whatever. So take that to heart, everybody. Gift cards are a really great option. If folks don't want to go out now, they got the rest of the year to do it.
We've already lost a number of landmark restaurants in the Cleveland area. Well, we know first-year Browns tight end Austin Hooper makes a huge difference on the football field, but he is also making a big difference in our Northeast Ohio communities. He's done so with the creation of the Austin Hooper Foundation. He's helping area foster kids in many ways. It's a cause that's very close to Austin's heart.
During my time in Atlanta, met some great people out there. One of them became really good friends with my buddy and his family, and the father, his good friend, James Shepard, rest in peace, started the Shepard Center down in Atlanta, like a spine health institute. And like a couple of the guys, patients he was working with were these, young men who were bouncing in and out of the foster care system, and just like getting the privilege to get to know the young man, Chiron, and get to hear his story and hear what he's all about and the trials and tribulations that he had to go through. It really opened my eyes in terms of how the system is and how it's, there are holes in it. And I saw an opportunity for me to help affect change in a positive way. So I didn't blink. I just started this.
And he is helping. Right now, the foundation is hosting an online auction that will benefit Ohio Guidestone. It's a program that includes foster care. And some of the items up for auction are very, very cool, including a private Zoom with Austin himself.
So you can just ask just about anything, and Austin's just a dream to talk to. He really is. We also have the Metropolitan at the 9 has given us their private movie theater. Wow. No one has been in it. It's closed to the public. And 10 guests can social distance very easily and live stream the Steelers and Browns game in there. There are baby items, these one-of-a-kind Converse shoes from the Browns, signed memorabilia from Austin and some of his incredible teammates.
Yeah, Austin hinted that some of these items are signed by a certain Browns quarterback. Other items up for auction include dinner at Hyde Park and Rosewood Grill, two of Austin's favorite restaurants. If you're interested, you want to bid on some of these, here's how you do it. You can register at ohioguidestone.org. Click on the Austin Hooper online auction. It's in the upper right-hand corner. The auction is live until midnight tomorrow night. Very, very cool. Next on What's New, our guide to your home for the holidays activities continues with a look at what the Cleveland History Center is doing to celebrate the season.
And later, it's been almost 800 years since the Christmas star appeared in the sky. We'll tell you when you can see it, hopefully. All right, Jason said that he saw some sunshine today. I think that's debatable for a lot of folks. But Jason, you said you even have proof.
I have proof, Betsy, and so here's where the reason why we're talking about this is because yesterday Jay Crawford had said that he would sing if there was sunshine outside. And what I told him yesterday was it wasn't going to be a clear picture-perfect day. I said that we were going to have some peaks of sunshine. So, Betsy, because I'm a meteorologist and I like to be accurate, we have a picture of that. Let's put that up on the screen here. And Jay Crawford, I want to ask you a question. Is that sunshine I see here in
Not
downtown
by my
Cleveland?
definition. Not by no. I see way more clouds.
So you see way more clouds. Oh, all right.
So,
you know what?
listen,
Leave it to
Jason,
the news anchor to start
sun to me
picking at
means
me.
a beach day. That is not a beach day.
A beach day? That's what we call mostly sunny or all sunshine. But all right, here we go. Let's talk weather. Over the next couple of hours, we're going to see temperatures dip down into the mid-30s. And as you'll notice here on Doppler radar, despite some of the cloud cover that Jay's talking about here, we are not seeing any moisture pop up here on the radar. The reason why I have the snow mode activated is because 24 hours ago, a few of you did see some flurries in. We are not seeing that across the region. We got high pressure to our south. Despite some of the cloud cover that we are seeing across much of the Midwest, we are going to remain dry for the next couple of days. Our next chance at seeing some moisture is likely going to come this weekend, and we are already starting to see some of that moisture develop on the southern edge of California as well as Mexico. That's going to eventually move eastward over Texas and then eventually the middle part of the country in our direction. Temps right now across the region, we're in the 30s right now, 34 over in Elyria, as well as Ashland and Mansfield, 37 here in downtown Cleveland. And what's going to accompany this system right in front of it is going to be some warmer air. So I know a number of you have been hitting me up and asking me, hey, when is it going to warm up? Is this below normal what we've been seeing? And it has been. Usually we should be topping out in the low 40s, and we've only really been topping out in the mid 30s. So over in Lincoln, Nebraska, where it's 62 degrees, in Topeka, Kansas, where it's 59 degrees, that warm air is going to be pushing in our direction. National Design on hour-by-hour forecast, so we will maintain our mainly cloudy sky across much of northeast Ohio in the overnight hours, and then tomorrow, many of you are going to wake up to lots of clouds and temperatures in the lower end of the 30s, and then we're going to start to see some peaks of sunshine. So again, it's not going to be all sunshine like Jay is talking about here, or beach day as he likes to call it, but it definitely will be a mix of some sun and clouds for tomorrow. All right, here's a look right now at your Ken Ganley Kia 7-day outlook. So 42 for tomorrow, 46 for Thursday, and then we slowly make it up to the lower end of the 50s, and then that system comes in this weekend. Jay?
Your home for the holidays.
And we have one more organization to feature in our Home for the Holidays series. Today, we're looking at how Circle Fest changed to be all virtual this year. The Cleveland History Center is sharing holiday traditions from the memorable to the bizarre and even the supernatural.
We're looking at ways that we can bring the community's stories, make them come alive in new virtual ways. Hi, I am Angie Lowry. I'm the director of the Cleveland History Center, which is headquarters for the Western Reserve Historical Society. We have opened a new on-site experience we have planned for this holiday called A Century of Celebrations. We're pivoting quickly to bring that online and make it accessible to everyone at home. The Western Reserve Historical Society has a significant collection representing a variety of end-of-year celebrations. All of those holiday traditions as they've been celebrated over time in Cleveland. Shopping at the department stores downtown, seeing Mr. Jingling. We bring that whole local connection to it. On December 16th, we are presenting a really fun virtual program called The Ghosts of Christmas Past. It's really a look at around the winter solstice. That time of year is when it's considered to be the thinnest veil between the supernatural and the living. During the Victorian era, there were a lot of traditions and connections with exploring the other side. We'll also look at some really bizarre holiday cards that kind of tie to that kind of creepy, if you will, holiday tradition that are pulled from our new collection. And then other things that how traditions from the Christmas tree to how Santa Claus evolved during the Civil War era. So our role is to preserve those stories and to share those. That's how we do it every day at the Cleveland History Center. Making those connections to the past help us to understand where we are now and help us to stay together as we move forward building a new future.
Pretty cool. Up next, they've been fighting it out on the field for more than a century, but Ohio State will not get the chance to take on Michigan this year, at least the way things stand right now. How social media is reacting to news of the cancellation of Saturday's big game.
Crazy stuff. And later for us, the Christmas spirit is alive and well in Northeast Ohio. And today, some seniors got a sweet surprise. That's ahead, and show us something good.
This is what's clicking in Cleveland, and here are viewer photos of holiday lights. Yep.
Earlier in the show, we asked you if you've put up more holiday decorations this year because of the pandemic. So far, most of you are saying it's about the same. In fact, almost 60% of you haven't changed what you do in a normal year with decorations, but 23% of you say absolutely you're putting up more decorations this year, probably in large part because of the pandemic. We also asked you to share those pictures with us. Our digital anchor Stephanie Haney joins us now with a few viewer pictures. And Stephanie, I love looking at these because it's always fun to see how different people decorate their homes.
It really is, Jay, and we are getting so many great submissions. Here's just a few I have for you today. Holly Engel near Streetsboro actually decided to go smaller this year, so this is her tree, complete with that angel on top that she tells me is 67 years old. Now, this very elaborate outdoor light display comes from Jason Wilk in Lakewood. Check out what's on the garage. That's the Griswold station wagon from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And look at this chic holiday tree in Sue Miller's gazebo in Troy Township. She says she likes a simple and classic look at her home. Now, if you look up in the sky this month, you'll see what looks like a Christmas star. This is because Jupiter and Saturn will be closer together than they have been in almost 800 years. So the two of them together will look like one bright light. So to see the so-called Christmas star, look up in the southwestern sky above the horizon just after sunset. And the best night to do this is December 21st, so hopefully that'll be a clear night. Now, of course, a lot of people are talking about the University of Michigan canceling the Ohio State game this weekend because of a COVID outbreak. A lot of people are saying they're not surprised about this, like John Mano, who asked, who didn't see this coming? Many others are suggesting this was intentional by Michigan, like Michael Gervase, who said, that's the only way Michigan could mess with Ohio State's chance to play for the Big Ten title. Of course, we know that's because of that Big Ten rule that you have to play 6 games, and Ohio State's only at 5 games now. By the way, didn't use an M in that entire post there. And then there's this big idea that a lot of people are talking about, that there might be some way for Ohio State to still get into the championships. Mike Harrer says, no way, not going to affect it. That's the big question, Jay, especially with Ohio State at 5-0 and sitting ranked number 4.
Yeah, that is the big question. Will the committee punish Ohio State for only playing 5 games? You remember way back at the beginning of the season, Ohio State decided to pause the season. They were the first ones to do so. The SEC said, we're going on. So did the ACC. Those conferences have plenty of games under their belt. In hindsight, the Big Ten made a big mistake by not playing in those September and October months. All right, Steph, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Laura Quesos, Mike. Tonight we're talking about, thank you.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vince, are you there?
Today's show is Something Good comes from the Western Reserve Hospital Senior Coalition. They, along with dozens of sponsors, created and delivered holiday goodie bags to seniors today. More than 250 seniors received poinsettias, gloves, cookies, and more. Love that when they're getting out there and getting to see some of our wonderful folks here in Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely. Good story. Thanks so much for watching What's New. We're back tomorrow at 5.
What matters